Good morning, my dear future chartered accountants. This is CA Chinmaya Hegde, your learning partner for CA Final SFM. I hope people are joining now. Before we move further, can you please confirm first that my voice is audible and the PPT is visible? You can use the chat function to answer, and if required later, I will enable some student to speak. I will unmute them. You can ask your doubts later. As of now, you can use the chat function. I hope it is fine. Okay, very good. Before I talk anything else, I think we need to have always an inspiration to look up to. For me, those two are in financial management, these two persons. One is our own CA and Indian, Rakesh Jhunjhunwala, and the other one is Warren Buffett. So these two people are considered as the gurus of stock market or wealth management, long-term investing, trading. So if wherever time permits, you please read about them, their quotations, and also about their ideas and whatever their philosophies. Of course, we read whatever is in the textbook, but we look up to these people. So whenever you want to think about any value or anything in financial management, try to have these people in mind. So this session today, preferably, I will try to talk about all of them, is initially about me and then you, about the resource content what we are going to have, like books, videos, and what approach we take in our classes while covering the syllabus, and what are the chapters which are there from exam point of view, and how we are going to cover it. This is our agenda initially, introduction. Okay, about myself. Okay, so first we'll talk about myself. You can add anything from your side if you wish to. So first I would like to show you some numbers. 13, 3, 39. These are my ranks in CA Foundation, which was then called as PE1, intermediate, then was called as PE2, and then final 39th. I usually used to tell these things towards my end of the classes, but somehow students have told me, sir, if you told these things at the beginning, we'll take you more seriously from the beginning. So I'm telling you at the beginning itself. I cleared the exam in 2010, and after that I joined a equity research firm, worked there about 5-6 years, and then parallelly joined the teaching, and now I'm into full-time teaching. So I do mostly stock trading for myself. I don't handle anybody else money mostly. I do stock trading and I do teaching. That is what my life as of now. So one common question I do get, especially from relatives or whatever, family members, after getting rank in all the 3 levels, after doing a corporate job, why teaching? What is the purpose? There are many reasons to it. Let me give you a honest answer. If possible, you also try to use the chat function to answer. I'll wait for your response. You know, after becoming CA, there are 2 choices. You can be in practice or you can be in employment. So what is employment? It's a process of getting paid for scolding from your manager or boss. If you're getting higher level of scolding, it will be higher pay scale. What is practice? It's also a process of getting paid, but for scolding from two sides. One is called as the government departments, GST, income tax, MCA, who don't understand how the business works, and business people, our clients, who don't understand how the government department works. In between CA, you are a sandwich. So, is there any profession where you can scold somebody and still say, I have done my job? Means you get paid for scolding somebody else. Is there any profession? In your opinion, what do you think? Obviously, it is teaching. Absolutely right. Anyway, that is said and done. I mean, we can also say like this is the only profession where the recipient is happy with less he gets. In the sense, whenever you make a payment, you want more, right? You make 20 rupees, you want idli, you want chutney, you want extra chutney, you want sambar. You need so many extra things. But in teaching, if I say, okay, today let's complete the class early, I mean, I will not do it. But if I tell you, I can already feel the happiness of our students. I'm not going to do it, don't worry. So you pay, but you're happy with less you get. This is the only profession you can have it, I believe. Anyway, keeping it aside, the only reason I am into this field is because I believe the more you teach, the more you learn. And to teach, I learn. And by teaching, I learn. So two sides of same coin. And if I do teaching or if I try to share my knowledge, I don't lose anything. And I can make some difference to some people's life. I think for me, that is big. Anyway, so that is about myself. Uh, we are having online classes, corona effect. So face to face may not be possible. So your introduction, we will have it as and when we go further. During the classes, like any particular topic, you can share your point of view. I will be uh, able to listen to that. Okay, let me imagine what would be your life so far. I think it looks like the image in the PPT. During registration, how your life is or was, and during examination, where the role get reversed, where you are and where the ICI is. This is one important question I would like to answer. I would like you to respond as well. What is the CA passing mark? I know you get many other questions like you're doing CA, how many year course? Your relatives will usually ask this question: 3 year, 4 year, 5 years. You have no answer. You then ask you which college. Then they tell you, you tell no college. Then they'll be like correspondence course. So CA is impossible. CA is difficult. CA is only for intelligence. Common things you would face it. Again, some of you may not like it. Sir, come to the point. Sir, come to subject. But I would like to spend some time in the basics because I want to go in a systematic but in a slow manner. So initially, I will take some time for introduction. I hope you are comfortable with it. In classes, you did not have any choice. You had to sit, but now you're in sitting in a computer. If you don't like it, you can easily close it. Anyway, answer it. What is a passing mark? Let's say we'll take SFM. in SFM, what is the passing number? Somebody is telling 50 plus, somebody is telling 40 plus. Okay, now for the people are telling 40. If you score 41 in SFM, can you assure me in the next exam you don't have to write SFM? Is it confirmed? No, right? 40 plus does not guarantee you that next time you don't have to write. Then I know your answer. Let's make it 60 then. Okay, fine. Sir, that's what you want. Take it, sir. 60. Okay. If you score 59, does it mean you have to write the next exam again? If you score 55, you have to write the next exam again? No, you need not. We don't know actually. It's not about yes or no. The answer is we don't know. That's a beautiful thing about our CA course or any professional course for that matter. What is the passing mark itself? We don't know. And I know many scenario situation students who have scored 45 and passed, need not write next exam, but their friends who scored 55, 56 had to write the next exam because they were failures. 45 is pass, 55 is failure. In which world of imagination that can happen? I think in this profession. Okay, so let me tell you the honest answer. Less than 40, definitely it is going to be a failure. That is confirmed. Sure. More than 60 is also going to be a pass for sure. But between 40 to 60, we may pass or we November pass, I think. We may pass, we may not pass. That is the reason, the region, there is uncertainty. We don't know whether we pass or not. Of course, say institute says 40 into 8 should be equal to 400. 40 in each subject, but total it will not come to 320, it should come to 400. That's what they say, aggregate. But I would say passing a subject is different from passing a group, is different from passing an examination. When you score 40, you pass the subject, but the group not guaranteed, but examination not guaranteed. As a result, you may have to write this subject again next time. So what point I'm trying to tell you is, we always focus on subject. We never focus on the group, or we never focus on the examination overall. That is, we never focus on aggregates. We always leave it for chance. We pray. We prepare for subjects, then we prepare. Sir, we pray. God, please give me aggregate marks. That is not sufficient being a student to have a sure shot success. What you need to do is prepare for it. How do you prepare for it? You have to pick or focus on one or two subjects. You have to pick one or two subjects. For example, I'll give my example. When I was a student, I liked more numbers, analysis than theory. So I focused on mathematics, I focused on accounts, I focused on financial management, costing, because I knew that was my strength. And that's what I want to do my rest of my life also. And that is what I'm doing now. I'm teaching FRSFM, and I'm doing stock market trading and a little bit of small consultancies in stock market. So whichever subject you think you want to do it for your rest of life, start now itself, so that you can score 70 plus 80 plus in those one or two subjects, and thereby aggregate can be achieved. So if you want to specialize in income tax, today itself start reading case studies in detail, income tax. Go through all the amendments which are taking place. Don't read only decision. read the facts of the case, analysis, and then how the decision was made. So spend yourself more so that even after the exam, you can make a life out of it. Very simple. You give you the life, life will give it back to you. But you can't do all 8 subjects, okay? Initial days, a full enthusiasm, full josh, you say, I will prepare for all 8 subjects, I score 80 plus. It never happened in the history of CA. Even if you try to do, I think you may reserve yourself a bed in mental hospital, I think. 80 plus in all 8 subjects is sheer impossibility. Don't even aim it. Pick 1 or 2 subjects so that your aggregate is taken care and your uh, group level is also taken care. I will give you simple formula. 40% is failure, 50% is pass, 60%, 65% is a rank. So being a rank holder, I'm telling you this, getting a rank is not a great thing. I'm not undermining anything, but I'm telling you the fact. There's not much of a difference between who pass and who get ranks. Both are equally competent. But what makes the difference is that just 10 marks. How you prepare yourself little bit better than others. The 10 marks makes the difference. Okay. Coming to my classes, especially when we used to have physical class, I think this will be the situation. Students will be enjoying. In other faculties class also, I believe the same thing. But somehow in examination, the role will get reversed when you see the question paper. When you look at in the class, the problems are very simple, straight, smooth. But in examination, which subject this belongs to? I would request you to remember these quotations till you become CA. You can also apply throughout your life. CA is hard. It's very difficult at this age, especially during Corona times. Challenging, uncertainty, complexity, chaos. But that is what makes a person better. And that is your special privilege situation. So, whenever you feel irritated, frustrated, and you feel like giving up the CA or anything for that matter, try to remember these 3 lines. Heated gold becomes ornament. Beaten copper is called as wire. Compressed carbon is called as diamond. I don't have to explain what this sentence means. But what is important? Heated, beaten, and a compressed person is called as a chartered accountant. There is no exception. There is no exemption. Everybody has to go through the same formality. So when you feel something difficult, different, irritated, frustrated, keep it in mind. You're not the lone person in CA fraternity to follow that process. You have to go through that. You come out as a better person. I hope you will keep this sentence in mind whenever you feel like giving up or whenever you feel like or whenever you're feeling bad. Okay, a small point from my side. Uh, our class is going to be long sessions. We'll take a break here and there in between. I'll try to tell some jokes, but not like announcing it like a joke. If you feel like, you can laugh at it, you can smile at it. Anyway, in sitting of the computer, I will not be able to get that thing. But it's good for your health. And I know your reaction. Is this joke? This joke I saw it yesterday in WhatsApp. I saw it on Facebook. These days we have lot of information. We have no knowledge. Anyway, you may have seen this joke or heard this joke earlier whenever I'm telling something, but it's good for your health you can laugh at it little bit or more, whatever you feel like. So you can focus better with the freshness in your mind. And if you don't laugh at this age, whatever reason, I know people say for this and all you laugh, you feel like you laugh it. Why do you worry about others? That's your life and your happiness. And if you don't laugh, you don't react at this your age, if you want to know what will happen to your future age, later point in time in life, if you want to know, nothing, no problem, no difficulties. You go for a walking in the morning. Nearby parks will be there, especially you people, 6 o'clock, 6:30, or you go to classes in the morning. Of course, when physical class was there. You look at what happens in that park. The age-old people, laughing club, they're forced to laugh, even though they're not getting laugh. Why? Because in their young age, they did not react. They were so serious. Anyway, so that's what I just want to tell about the classes. In between, I'll try to tell some jokes. I might tell some little bit about girl, boy, wife, things like that. Don't take it personally. It's only for understanding the concept and like to have a little bit of lighter moments. Okay, so I think that's about me and you. I hope I assumed your situations are correct. Based on that, I try to explain these things. Okay, now let us come to the resource content. Okay, so now let me come to the resource content, what and all we are going to have. About books, videos or live classes, and social media. First, about books. I've shared the material already with you. That is called as class book. And I have one more book available that is called as Hegde's Hedge. Hegde's Hedge or class book is a compilation of all questions from the year 2008, RTP, MTP, study material, old syllabus, new syllabus, of course, relevant for new syllabus. Then practice manual, which was there in the old syllabus. All nook and corner of what ICAI has published. It is there in Hegde's Hedge. It is there in class book. So I really don't see any reason for you to think beyond this compilation. So the material what you have is comprising of everything. So only thing is the too much of theory I have not explained. For that you can go to study material, which nobody I think will have the patience to do. But anyway, study material you have it. Apart from that, there are some books available in the market. You can go through it. But this itself is having so many questions. I think you don't have to go anything beyond that. And not only that, I have not just compiled. I have taken the effort to present the problems in a logical order, like in forex, foreign exchange. I have given you basic problems, then cross rate problems, then forward exchange problems, and then money market problems. Like that, I have arranged them logically, attempt wise. It is there. I have not given okay 2008 RTP, 2009 RTP, like that. I have not done. It is arranged in a logical order in both the books. And theory questions compilations are also there. And not only that, logically ordered, and I've mentioned source also, my dear friends. Against every question, I hope if you have received the material, you can see at the heading, I've given the description of that problem, like this is about index hedging. And then I have given the source. And some problems are asked so many times in previous exam. In RTPs, it might be repeated. So everything is given at the top. RTP May 2020, MTP November 2021, like that. And it has all the theory questions compilation. Separately I have added theory questions compilation. All the theory questions with question and answer is available in both the books. Summary charts after every chapter for your revision purpose also available. Answer hints, final key numbers to verify is also available. Then what is the difference between these two books? That is, in Hegde's Hedge, detailed solutions are there. In class book, that is not available. So Hegde's Hedge is sold separately and class book is given to you as part of your classes. So class book will not have detailed solution which we are going to discuss in the class. We will solve, we discuss in detail. But of course, all the problems will not be able to solve. That is why I have answer hints for you to try. I have given the source name. You can go and check it. Even then, if you want detailed answer, you can try considering buying this book. This is what I would like to tell about the books part. And our book is also containing a detailed chart analysis. I am a data analyst, I will say. I work in stock market. For me, data analysis, research is everything. So I have given a chapter wise and attempt wise how many marks it has come. You can do your own ABC analysis out of it. Not only chapter wise, attempt wise, I have given every topic wise, every chapter has a frequency distribution. For example, Forex, basic conversion, how much marks, cross rates problem, forward market problems, IRPT problems. Like that, I have logically arranged and I have represented how many marks are from each attempt so that you can identify the trend of which area is being focused latest. Since the new syllabus started only in the 2018, earlier to that, I have given the old syllabus part to get the idea about it because same question used to come in old syllabus also. And we used to have the charts like this because charts is everything in stock market, right? Like how many marks has come from this chapter in the last so many attempts. All of these things are there. This is just a sample for you. All of these things are there as part of your material class book I've given. It will also be part of Hegde's Hedge. Okay. About the classes, I have various options available. For you may not be available some of these, but still I'm telling you for your information purpose. My regular classes usually will run up to 180 hours. Extra regular where I've solved all the problems in my book in regular classes, like regular class, but extra regular, everything is solved for somebody who wants to specialize in SFM. And then a fast track 100 to 120 hours like a crash course. Then a rapid revision just before exam 30 to 40 hours. And SFM marathon available in YouTube 10 to 12 hours. So coming to the YouTube, what and all we are available in YouTube, let me tell you that. Social media. So I have two YouTube channels. First is YouTube for FRSFM videos. What and all will be available there? I have done SFM marathon. You can use it for revision purpose. From morning to evening, all chapters covered, appropriate for day before exam. SFM theory marathon. Because theory, many people ask me, I'm not covering in my regular classes. Available free of content in YouTube. And some special problems on FRSFM, like recent questions, some special problems in regular class I may not be able to solve it. Or our pen drive, Google Drive students I would have given for, but for my live classes, I would not have done that. That is some special rare problems which are not repeatedly asked, but one or two times asked. So available in YouTube, you can watch those. So then we also having general content like how to approach for examination, ABC analysis, pattern analysis. Like recently, I came up with the last 30 days strategy for exams. Like that, it's available in YouTube channel. And I have one more separate YouTube channel only for stock market enthusiasts, where every day I come at 9 a.m. or 9 p.m. If I don't have class, I'll come at 9 a.m. Otherwise, I'll be at 9 p.m. Every day. Today also will come. And I'll talk about just 10 to 15 minutes a day about some content and about what events have taken place for those who are interested in learning financial management, stock market with real life data. And we have Telegram channel where you can ask doubts and whatever update comes, like latest study materials, some new questions have been added. I'll quickly come up with a separate PDF. It is shared in the Telegram channel. YouTube videos for FRSFM. You can search in the YouTube Advait Learning FRSFM by Chinmaya Hegde. That's the name of the channel. YouTube for stock markets. Hegde's Hedge. That is the name of the channel, purely for stock market. And Telegram channel is at Chinmaya Hegde. You can subscribe to that. Then you can join the discussion forum. You can ask your doubts. You can use the files which have been shared earlier, like the PDF questions, important questions, guest papers, mock papers, etc. Of course, I'll be available on WhatsApp and email. WhatsApp, my number is there, 953507837. In PPT also available. And email ID, hegde87@gmail.com. My material will have this information. So this is regarding the resource content which I am having. You can make a note of it if you want. Any questions, my dear friends, on the content, on the book, and the videos what we are having available in the public forum? So please do stay in touch with these social medias available. Make a better use of it. Any questions? Shall I go further? And I know one common question student do ask, sir, break. I will give you enough break, sufficient break. We'll take appropriate time. No problem about it. Is your batch 180 hours? That depends on how much time we have. Whatever the things you would have applied. Just 1 second. Okay. Okay, my dear friends. Hope you got the points. On a lighter note, is anyway actress Pooja Hegde is your relative? No, definitely no. I'll just take 1 minute to answer that on a lighter note only. On a background, this Hegdes is surname of the people who are found in two belts, especially in Karnataka. One is South Canara and other is North Canara. I belong to North Canara. She's from Bangalore, South Canara. I think that would make you understand that we always believe in data points. Anyway. Okay, now I will come to the subject now. What approach we are going to have? I'm sure the image which I'm showing it to you must be in many people's mind. Whenever we talk about mathematics, statistics, or even SFM, where mostly it is full of formulas. Yes, it is full of formulas, but important, how do you understand that? I think even in your mathematics, you have this, right? X, Y, I will call it as X phobia. Some more people are always afraid of it. I always had that doubt in my student life also. Whenever we don't know something, we assume it as X. Why should I assume it as X? Isn't it A, the first alphabet comes first? Or I want to calculate something. So Z should come first. Z should be assumed. Why X is assumed as unknown number whenever we want to compute something? I really don't know the answer. Maybe the person who invented mathematics had lot of X in his or her life. So he made entire human generation search for X. So till today, whenever we don't know, we say find X, find X, find X. And that is why maybe people When you look at the word let's assume x, you will remember about your xyz, and you don't like the subject. Anyway, uh, x is the most famous letter, and second most famous letter is y. Why? Because we don't know why x happens. So second most letter y comes. A big invention happens behind x only. I don't know. Maybe you also have tried to have more x. You can also come up with new inventions. Anyway, let's see what approach we are going to adopt. In our classes, I will try to explain as much logical explanation as possible for the formulas. I don't say I will give derivations for all the formulas. Some formulas should be understood as it is without derivation, but mostly I will tell you the background, what the formula is all about, and more importantly, how to use it. One simple example I give you. You know what is a formula? What is the famous formula you would have heard in the history of mathematics? And that is A plus B whole square, right? That's the most famous formula you would have learned. And what is that formula? Expansion, you would have learned. I hope you remember it also. It is A square plus 2AB plus B square. That is the formula. But that's how we learn formula. What is logical explanation of this? A plus B. So draw a line with the length A as one side, B as one side, and the entire line becomes A plus B. A plus B square. So I'll draw a square. Hope it looks like a square. Assume it square. My hands are shaking. Assume it as square. And this also, up to this point, let's say A, same distance, and then B. So we have the length A and B. If I want to find out the area of this square, how do you find out this area? Area, you know, very simple. 30-40 side. 30 into 40 is 1200 square feet. We multiply the length and width. So here we have A and A. So A into A, that becomes A square. And then we have A and B, so that becomes AB. And then we have here B and A, that is AB, and B into B, that we have B square. Now you add all the contents, A square, B square, AB is there two times, hence the formula A square plus B square plus 2AB. So this is what I mean by logical explanation, not just the formula explanation. Now when you understand it, hope you don't scold it, because I know common reaction whenever you look at the formula, you'll be like, who has invented this formula? You start scolding his father, his mother, their family. You know how you react it. I hope when you understand the formula like this, I hope you don't scold their family. Their family should be safe. Okay. So that's what I would like to tell you about the formulas we are going to apply. And I would like to do one small kind of trick thing. I don't know whether it works or not. I have some little bit of cards. I don't know if you can see it. You can see, right? Little bit of cards arranged. There is no specific arrangement. You can see that cards are there. Anyway, I want some of you to tell me which card I have to pick. Can you? I hope it's visible, the cards part. Okay, there are four cards in front of me. Just tell me which card to pick. I'm not seeing it. You tell me 1, 2, 3, 4. So whichever you tell in the chat function, I'll try to pick it up. Third one, some of you telling. So I'm counting from left. 1, 2, 3. So I don't know that which number it is. You watch it. I don't know which it is. You just check it out. I hope it was visible. Don't type it. Just keep it in mind. Just say yes or no. You visible, right? Okay. I'll put it down. Now, tell me again out of 4, Tell me one. Any one. Any of this. First one. Okay. So first one. Okay. Again, just take a look at this. I hope it is visible. Camera is that side, so I don't know which number it is. Okay. In class, it would have been even more easier. Okay. So again, I want you to pick one. Any of this, which number, which one, I can pick it up. Second one, okay. So I'm selecting second one. So hope you are able to see this. Yes, okay, fine. Hope all numbers were different. And I would like you, some of you, to give one 3-digit number. Don't give me repetition. I know repetition should be there. 323, 333, 454. No repetition should be there. Give me absolute 3-digit number. Any 3-digit number you try to give it to me. Okay, 625. Okay, I've taken 625 from the chat box. I know usually a normal student would have told you 143. But anyway, you are special. You are CA students, professional students. So 625. Fine. So I'll reverse it. 625, 526. Reversing it. Can you tell me the difference? Plus minus I don't want. I just want the difference. 625 minus 526. Is it 99 something? I think 99, right? Okay. So 0, 9, 9. I reverse it once more. So you get 990. Now add the two numbers. 990 plus 099. I think you get 1089. Okay, 1089. Now remember the numbers I showed you at the beginning, which you picked it. I think if it had done in the class face to face, it would have been more effective. Nevertheless, numbers you got 10, 8, 9, right? You pick the number first in the cards, and then these are the numbers we have got it in the 3-digit which you picked. Okay. I think let's go to the next concept. Shall I go further? Or do you want me to explain this? How it comes? Okay, yes. Please show the same amount of interest in my classes when I teach concepts for examination also. Show the same interest, please. Okay, anyway, this looks magical, but what is there behind is pure logic. And I would say a little bit of preparation. Okay. To make you understand, before I explain, now give me one more 3-digit number without repetition. One more 3-digit number without repetition. 753. Okay, no problem. 753. I got the number 753. So reverse it, same process. 357. So what is the difference? 753 minus 357. 396. Okay, 396. Reverse it. 693. So add the two numbers now. You get 1089. I think without I explaining it further, you understood yourself. A 3-digit number without repetition, you reverse it, subtract, you reverse it, you add, it will always result in 1089. That is the power of repetition, practice. You do the same kind of problem again and again, you will understand the concept behind it. But just doing the problems don't help. Of course, you have to understand the logical aspect as well. So doing logic is important. Solving more number of problems is also important. So practice same problem again. You will understand yourself. And how did you pick 10 only, 8 only, 9 only? I showed you only 4 cards, you remember, each time. And all 4 cards were 10, 10, 10, 10. All 4 cards second time was 8, 8, 8, 8. And 9, 9, 9, 9. So whichever card you pick, you would have picked the same numbers. It looks magic. It has a logic. Scoring marks in exam looks magic, has a logic. And what is simple approach in logic? How to score well in exam or in any other matter? You have to understand the concept, practice it, and before you say something, prepare yourself. Practice and be prepared. I showed it to you, but before I came to the class, all the 4 cards I have arranged it, which means I come prepared. That's all. Preparation, practice. 2 P's, you can keep it in mind. And of course, logic. I'll try to cover as much as possible in my classes. And this is one subject which needs to be taught to you with practical insights. So I'll go to the websites. I'll go to NSE website. I'll take up some company share price like Reliance. I'll give here and there. I will not be doing too much of practical, otherwise our examination focus will be taken away. But here and there, maybe 5 minutes a day on an average. Some day it might take 10 minutes, some day I don't have to go. But every day, I'll try to talk on an average about some practical insights, what is happening in the market, some practical terminology, so that you can relate better, not just for examination point of view. And I'll try to cover as many varieties as possible. All the questions are there in front of you already. Your material has it. I've shared it already. Of course, it does not have solution, but all the questions are compiled, arranged in a logical order. Frequency distributions are given. What else you need? Everything is available. And not to forget some shortcuts and standard techniques. Like people have fear in Forex. I'll give you a method how you can face it easily. Like that, in different places, we have our own methodologies, which is not found anywhere, not with any other places. I'm trying to come up with those. We'll discuss as when we go further. Some shortcuts, some standard techniques. But I would request you, this is my humble request. Please, please, please make it interactive. You want to ask the doubts in the chat box, you please. Or you want me to unmute you, do tell me. I'll unmute you, I'll listen to you. I want you to have as many questions as possible. It should not be one-way discussion. That is the difference between a recorded class and a live class. Live may be online or maybe physical, face-to-face. Of course, a recorded class also has their own advantages, disadvantages. I'm not trying to do it. But live, you're attending, you're spending your time, so you have to make use of it. And my view, if you ask more questions, I will enjoy the class more. The more the more you challenge me, I can connect many topics. Like if you ask questions only, I can understand what is your level, and based on that, I'll try to answer it. And of course, I'm also trying to come up with some new technology. I believe in that. I believe using the technology for a proper purpose. It can be used both ways. I'm trying to do some research. I'll be doing that also. I don't know how it works. Like today, we are going to experiment it. And hopefully, it works. Like online voting. Anyway, things happening online. We can make use in a better manner. I'll try to do that. So, only request is ask doubts. Don't carry your doubts after the class. And when you ask doubts, it may help other people also to understand, because sometimes I would have forgotten to explain something. So much to explain. I would have missed something. When you ask questions, I will get reminder and I will explain that. And you can also expand your horizon by asking more questions. And there's nothing called a silly doubts. If you don't ask doubts, that becomes silly. So make it as much interactive as possible. And my value addition to you is addressing your queries. And of course, afterwards, if you have a doubt, Telegram channel I told you, please ask the doubts there. I will reply. Before I reply, some other people also who can or would have already replied had they got the doubts already. It's a good forum. You can join them. Telegram channel at CA Chinmaya Hegde. Make it interactive is what I would say. Okay. Then comes the next chapter coverage. For that, I would like to understand in financial management what are the key areas. Okay. Before that, let's try this. Just 1 second. I'll come back to this slide a little later. Okay. I want to try something new now. Online voting. I'm sure you would have mobile app or you don't have to download any app, my dear friends. What you have to do in your mobile, maybe Google Chrome, you can go. Just 1 second. Can you see at the top you have vivox.app. In mobile or in laptop, you can go. Just type vivox.app. VEVOX dot app. App. No need to download. No need to give your name. No app. It is not an app. It is just a URL in the website. And then it will ask for ID. Put that ID. It is there at the top. 166 315 592. Are you able to see this question? And you can give the voting. Which is the primary subject to start a business? Company law, income tax law, GST law, accounts, financial management, cost management. To start a business, which subject is primarily important? I'm seeing a lot of responses. Very good. Please answer it. And we are going to follow this approach in other areas to come as well. You are new age students, so we have to do the new age technology. So I hope you answered it. Now let us see the outcome, what people are telling. Okay, here is the result. 30% told the company law, 46% told the financial management. In my opinion, financial management is the primary subject to start a business. I know you need a ROC, certificate of incorporation, to start a business, then GST, then PAN number, then the accounts, then the audit. All are important, all are essential. But to start a business, my question comes, should you start a business? Should you do it or not? That decision making aspect is covered in financial management. That is the primary area of FM, financial management, decision making, whether to do it or not, how many units to produce, which branch to produce. Reliance came up with a decision, we will not have debt. Reliance came up with decision that we will go with Reliance Jio, path breaking idea. Tata Motors are thinking we'll go 100% electrical. So decisions like this are made keeping the parameters of financial management in mind. So in my opinion, FM is the foundation, rest all other subjects follows. So we are going to do cost benefit analysis to make a decision. If net benefit is positive, we say accept it. I'll come to it later. And time value of money is the foundation angle. So compounding, discounting, annuity factor, discounting factor, that's very important. Rupee 1 today is not same as Rupee 1 tomorrow. And uh, the historical data points is converted into average by making decisions. So to help to make decisions, we need to do cost benefit analysis, and for cost benefit analysis, we require average, because many data points in the history can be converted into one single number. And more importantly, interpretation, decision making, interpretation, that is important, my dear friends. We are going to look at so many concepts, so many strategies, so many formulas, so many concepts. Just reading is not sufficient. Read, understand, more importantly, interpret. If you don't help people make a decision, interpretation, what's the point of doing any analysis? Give your insights. I was watching one of the videos where our MP Jayakumar, council member, has given a very good example. I would like to share that. The distance from MG Road to Bangalore Airport, nobody needs to tell you that facts. That is there. That is a historical data point. But when you tell that distance, what is your insight? If somebody asks you, how long is the distance between Bangalore Airport to MG Road? You tell 23 kilometers, 30 kilometers. That is not sufficient. You tell 30 kilometers, but it's like on an average, it likely take about 1.5 hours. But peak cover, it might be around 2.5, 3 hours also. You better leave, if your flight is at 6 o'clock, you better leave the home at 2 o'clock. So your insights, your recommendation is the key in decision making. So when we read systematic risk and systematic risk, I'll give practical example also, but how you make use of it is more important than just solving problems. That's a foundation, keeping in mind in financial management. Okay, so coming to the chapter, I will start from the basics. Statistics, mathematics, average, time value of money. As much basics as possible, I will start. I don't repeat so much, but I'll make you start from the very basics. And I will give you practical insights, already told you. Then I'm going to start with a chapter called as bond valuation. Bond valuation means a fixed income security. Institute has got security valuation, where they talked about shares also, and they talked about bonds also. But they also have one more chapter called as corporate valuation. Again, repetitive elements are there. So for my convenience, I did one thing. When I said security valuation, I only talked about bond valuation. I know Institute mixed up both, but I try to do that way. Now also the chapters I'm doing in a systematic manner. I'm not going in the exact order in which Institute has given. So I'll start from the basics. I'll go to bond valuation. Then I'll go to share valuation. Then I'll go to some from the fixed income security. I go to equity share valuation. Then security analysis, where we have fundamental analysis, technical analysis, like that. Or I can start that also earlier. Then I do portfolio management, where many shares are put together. Then I do mutual funds, that is portfolio itself will become mutual fund. Then advanced level derivatives. Then foreign exchange, forex popularly called as, interest rate management, merger. Then I'll do other topics like risk management, securitization, startup finance, etc. So I'm not going in the exact order in which Institute has given. We are going in a logical sequence. And theory, as I told you, theory as it is, I'm not covering. But all the theory I've already done a SFM marathon theory. Only for theory, one full day I did on YouTube. Video available. Please watch it later after our classes are completed. And all the theory questions compiled from 2008 till today are discussed there, which is sufficient for examination. Okay, let's try to take some more polls. Along with that, I'll try to give a introduction about the chapters. Okay, so continue, my dear friends. Next, Are you from mathematical backgrounds? Just to get your response. Okay, let's see. You have to be quick. I hope you got the method, because this is the method I'm going to adopt in every class to get the response in a general manner, voting poll, whatever it is. Okay, let's see the answer. Oh, 80% said yes, 20% said no. Okay, no problem. As I told you, I'll try to do from as much basics as possible. Which of these topics you are comfortable in the basics of finance? Just to get the response. Time value of money, probability, average, standard deviation, correlation, regression. I think you can select more than one. Okay, let's see. Most of you, I think, are comfortable in time value of money and average, probability less, standard deviation less, correlation, regression less. Okay, no problem. Uh, is risk essential, or can we avoid the risk? Oh, 94% said yes, 5%, 6% said no. Okay. Risk is definitely essential. We have a chapter called as risk management, but purely theory chapter, so I'll be doing at the end. And only one small problem it can come, valued risk. But you have a separate subject, risk management, in your elective paper. You may think of choosing that as well, connected with this, as well as little bit of your controlling aspect as well. Okay, risk is definitely essential. You have a separate chapter on that. Okay, which of these instrument will have more risk? When they say which of these instruments will have risk, I meant more risk. Bonds will have more risk. Equity shares will have more risk. Both of the above, none of the above. You don't have to answer it here. You can use this Vivox app in the Google Internet. So just for those who are slightly new, I'm telling, you can go to vivox.app. It's not app as it is. You can go to Google Chrome, just type vevox.app. It will ask for ID. You just type this ID. Okay. 73% equity share, very good. So we are going to learn about value of shares and value of bonds. That is what the chapter we have. Which is a better form of investment? Just 1 second. In one company share or in multiple company share? This is the ID. On the right top, it is there in the PPT. I think 100% said multiple company share. Very good. Uh, there are advantages and disadvantages of a portfolio management. I hope you are trying to understand what I'm trying to tell. In every poll I'm doing, I am trying to make you understand the chapter what we are going to do. In a logical manner, we are covering it. Okay. Try to answer the next one. Once you start earning, you will give the money me. You give me the money. to manage. Will you give me? Yes, no, not sure. Let's see how honest you are in your answer. Will you give me your money to me? Okay, let's look at the answer. Okay, interesting. Most of you said no. You decided no. I thought you're honest, but you did not know you're so much of honest. Anyway, uh, you're honest. I'm happy for that. What is it percentage exactly? I'll just see. Just one second. I'll just have to make the change to the slides. Let's see what percentage exactly said no. Okay, I think 50% of the people said no. Okay, very good. Uh, that is the subject chapter we have mutual funds. When you give the money to somebody else and they work on behalf of you, they manage on behalf of you, they invest on behalf of you. That is mutual funds. After portfolio management, we have mutual funds to cover. Okay, let's go next. Okay, this is a numerical one. Read carefully, then I will open it for polling. I'll read, I'm not opened yet. I'll read after that, we'll discuss. You wanted to buy a building and you paid a token fee of 10,000 to building owner. You know, token fee, when you see something before somebody else comes, you pay that. And as on this date, value of the property is 20 lakhs. After a month, due to some reason, corona, whatever it is, value of the property in the market, now it is 15 lakh. What will you do? Go with the purchase since you already paid advance. Don't purchase since the property has come down. I'll explain both, then I will open it for poll. You pay 10,000 token fee, value of the property was 20 lakh, but after some time, the value of the property became 15 lakh. So what will you do? Will you be like, already paid 10,000, so I will purchase it? Go ahead and purchase it at 20 lakh, because on that date you have made a commitment at 20 lakh. So you pay 10,000 already and you pay 20 lakh. Will you do like that, or will you do, why should I go 20 lakh? 15 lakh I value property, 10,000 it's a waste. I'll purchase this property from somewhere else. Okay, I'll keep it for opening now, for polling now. So will you go ahead and buy the property at 20 lakh, or will you say 10,000 is lost, it's okay, but I don't want to purchase it? Got the question? No, clear? 10,000 you paid, so will you be like, I paid 10,000, I want the property? Or will you tell, no, property value is just 15 lakh, for 15 lakh property I will not pay 20 lakh, too much. 10,000, that's loss, okay, I'll accept it. Okay, so let's look at the answer. Don't purchase since the value of the property has come down. I think most of you are right. It's actually called as call option, where we are going to discuss these type of situations in detail. That's called as derivative. So after portfolio mutual funds, our next chapter is derivatives. Hope you understand what we are doing here. Again, the chapter what we're going to have, I'm giving the lead with the help of these situations. So when you paid something, but the value changes, but you have a choice to go further or you don't go further. That's called as option, one of the instrument in derivatives. Okay, let's go to the next one. You are an exporter of goods. Customer will pay you 1000 USD after 3 months. After 3 months, you get 1000 USD. What will you do? You wait till you receive 1000 USD. Later, convert that from dollar to rupees. Or today itself, you enter a contract agreement with the bank to sell 1000 US dollar at a fixed rate. So you wait for $1000 to come and then sell it, or before it comes itself, you sign a commitment. You sign a contract with the bank that before whatever it comes, I will be giving you at a constant rate. So will you wait or will you enter into a forward contract? Don't answer in the chat box. I want you to go through the app part. Don't need download the app. Just go to the Google Chrome, type in vvox.app, available in the PPT, vevox.app. It asks for ID. Type this number 166315592 and you can choose. Yes, you have answered. I'm just telling for others, for those who are uh, may not be aware of it yet. So I just mentioned. That's available only for live students. Okay, let's look at the answer. 72% people said will enter into a contract. Okay, this is called as hedging, where you manage the risk because uncertainty is there, exchange rates are fluctuating, you enter into a forward contract. But I cannot say this is always better. You can go with unhedging also. So hedge situation, what will happen? Unhedged situation, what will happen? So these are all the discussion we are going to have. So forex hedging is an important concept. Chapter name is foreign exchange risk management. We have one more chapter follow up that is called as international financial management. Those two are like a twin chapter, very, very related. Okay. You signed a contract which will start in 6 months' time. You have a contract not starting now, it will start after 6 months and requires 10 lakh. So what will you do? Today itself you borrow 10 lakh, but you need after 6 months. Or borrow once the project starts, or today itself you enter into a contract to borrow after 6 months. So today you borrow after 6 months, but you sign a contract to borrow after 6 months. So today itself you enter into contract, but you're not borrowing today, you'll borrow after 6 months. But rate of interest is fixed, agreed in advance. Okay. I think most people said today itself enter into a contract. Okay. This is called as interest rate management, where you're trying to manage the interest rate risk. Because today you borrow, you don't require money. But you borrow later, rate of interest we don't know. That is uncertainty. But today itself you can enter a contract. One of the ways of managing interest rate risk. We have a chapter called as interest rate management. Okay. Vodafone and Idea were severely affected by competition from Reliance Jio. You know about this? What steps did they take to overcome this competition? They merged. Price wars. They also start giving free, or they started doing technological changes like giving a better service to customer. Vodafone Idea severely affected by Reliance Jio. Okay. So they are merged. 86% said yes, yes. Vodafone Idea, they have merged. So one of the ways of facing competition, avoiding competition is merged. So that is also the chapter we are going to have, merger, computing benefits various analysis, whether it's beneficial to the target company, acquiring company, how the purchase consideration should be settled, things like that, we are going to learn in mergers. Okay, so these are the chapters what we had. I had run through briefly about it. Uh, 17 chapters were there, but chapter 15, chapter 6, this International Financial Center, Small Medium Enterprises, and Indian Financial System. These chapters have been removed from the syllabus. The reason I'm telling you this because some of you might have old syllabus, some old study material. In the new syllabus, old study material. How fast it becomes old here. Okay, so these chapters are not there. Just for your reference, I'm showing you this. Other chapters, all the introduction, I just gave it to you now, which are the chapters we are going to have. Anyway, in the material, chapter wise, attempt wise, the marks allocation is given, and for every chapter, topic wise, and the chart is also given in the material. Question paper pattern, old syllabus will not focus, new syllabus will try to address, that is getting changed actually. You are having first question number 1 for 20 marks, and question number 2 to 6 basically comes 5 questions. You have to choose 4. 20 marks into 4, that is 80. So you get 4 out of 5, one extra choice will be there. And this 20 marks, how they comprise, is not fixed. They used to give 4 questions of 5 marks, but of the days, that is not a fixed area. That is, they'll ask you 10 marks, 10 marks, 20 marks, or they can ask you 16 and 4, very unlikely, or 8, 8 and 4, most likely. And this, as there any 4 is there, no, every question will have theory in it. Every question will have theory. So in old syllabus, we used to have a theory question as a separate main, last question. So many people used to leave that for choice. Now that choice is not there. Every question, part A maybe from derivative, part B from mutual fund, part C question will be theory question. So theory question is compulsory, and easy questions only will come. I've discussed in the SFM theory marathon already. You can watch those videos after all these classes are over. So don't ignore theory, important. I'm not covering in the regular classes. But of course, some conceptual theory question also can come, like write short notes on call option. You discuss in detail about call option, theory also you can write. So there's a question paper pattern. Question number 1 is compulsory, which might be any combination. Then 2 to 6. So 5 questions are there. You have to choose 4 questions. One choice will be there. And 20 marks each will be the question 2 to 6. Okay. So this is our discussion which we want to have. Any doubts, any questions on this topics, approach, process, what we have discussed so far? I hope all the things are clear and easy to understand. Classes, will it be extended? I don't have any intention to extend my class, be at our regular timing or in the duration of it. Any extra videos, as I told you, I will share in the YouTube, so that we don't want to, I at least don't want to affect other faculties' class. And regarding the daily timings, I don't extend, but if you are in the middle of some problem, we are towards the end of that problem, I might extend 5-10 minutes. That is because we don't want to go unfixed. Beyond that, I am not having any intention to extend beyond the predefined timings. And also, I hope my voice is clear, speed is comfortable, and my English is fine. I'm not telling that I don't know great English, but I believe it is in a simple, comfortable language. Okay. In case in some places, if you are going little bit fast, you can slow me down. And in some places, if you want me to dictate any notes for some explanation, you can tell me. So I will dictate those points so that even if you forget, when you read that sentence, you'll be able to recollect. And in case we are going slightly faster, and if you are not able to follow it, you can take a screenshot. Anyway, all my solutions or will be in the PPT mostly, or I'll write on the PPT now anyways. So you can take a screenshot. I know my handwriting is one of the beautiful handwriting. Everybody can understand. It should be in a modern art museum. So only few people can get it. I limit my handwriting little bit, less, and I'll try to put more of a predefined animation solutions. But I also have to write sometimes. I'll try to make it as much legible as possible. So in case we are going slightly fast, you can take a picture of it, no issues. Hope you are clear till here. Okay, let's take a break of 10 minutes and we'll start. So please come back after 10 minutes. We'll start with the topic chapter. Come back after 10 minutes. Okay, so let's move further. Okay, so hope all of you are back. We'll start from the chapter 1, financial policy and corporate strategy. Along with this chapter, we'll also try to understand the basics from time value of money, going till average, even the concept of probability. All these things we'll understand in this chapter now. First, basic principles. Just give me 1 second. Okay. So these principles, what I'm giving you now, is not given by our institute material or not given by any financial management experts. This is my opinion. In my opinion, what is the elements? What are the elements? You have to keep it in mind. Based on my experience and my analysis of your syllabus and exam question paper, this is what I'm trying to give you as a framework. And financial management is all about making decisions, giving interpretations. Nobody knows about the future. what is going to happen? Everything we can do it only based on the data what is available. And data what is available is historical data. You go to home to office, you know it will take 30 minutes. Historical data. Google map will tell you it will be taking 30 minutes based on historical data. Nobody knows the future. And how do we know historical data? With the help of average. Many numbers will be there. How do you know which number to select? Average. One day you might take 30 minutes. One day you might take 40 minutes. Then how do you know which one you're going to do? We are going to do with the help of average. Or you can say like stock market. Infosys share price. Last month it has given 5% return. Previous month it has given 3% return. Earlier to that 10% return. So what is likely to give next month? We don't know. We'll take an average. Primary statistical data point you can say. We say standard deviation, arithmetic mean, the many data points we talk. But the underlying principle everywhere is on average. And we go with probability. Probability is another expression of average only. What happened in the past. See, for example, you take history of your commutation time from home to office. In the history, in let's say 5 days, you have taken 30 minutes. In let's say 10 days, you have taken 40 minutes. And 15 days, you have taken let's say 35 minutes. So how we are going to calculate probability? What is the probability that you will take 30 minutes? 5 out of how many total? 30. 5 out of 30. 10 out of 30. 15 out of 30. So based on the historical data, we convert into a fractional form that is called as probability. Various cases, like for example, banks. How do they know this ATM, this much cash need to be refilled? In a bank branch, how much cash they have to maintain? Everything based on probability. Historical data. And data analytics is becoming a very big job, promising job, and big area by itself. Data analytics is a very important thing. Your interpretation skills, analytical skills are being tested, especially with the help of internet, technology, etc. So probability is one of the ways of analyzing the historical data. And let me tell you one more thing. All these things what we're discussing now, you are aware of it already. Many people make decisions based on they say experience. What is experience? That is nothing but data inculcated in your mind or body without you're aware of it consciously. But now what we're telling, let's do it consciously. Let's be very clear on what we're doing. Let's give a reasons for our decision. Experience definitely important, but we should always back up with a data point. We discussed initially, right? Which chapter is important? How do you know? I feel this chapter is important. No, I showed you the data. We are not discussed in detail. I'll be coming in live in YouTube also in a short time. Okay, foreign exchange is important because it has come in the past about 15-20 marks. By looking at the data only, we can tell. Are you getting the point? That is, looking at the historical data is only the way where you collect the factual data points to make decision about future. What are the steps that are involved in making decisions? Two simple steps. One, I will say cost. The other, I will say benefits. Cost, benefit. If cost is more, we say don't go with that decision. If benefit is more, go with that decision. Take an example of share price. We say price in the market is so much. What's the benefit I get? No, benefit is more. I'll go with that. share purchase, bonds purchase, uh, insurance policy purchases, your career decision, whether to construct a house or be in rented house, or construct a house or purchase a ready-made house, or you go for a standalone house or you take an apartment. Decisions are enormous. Go with data points. Don't make decisions only based on emotions. Cost is price and benefit is value. I would like to spend a little bit of more time on this aspect. And these charts, you don't have to take it down, my dear friends. These charts are already part of your material which has been given to you. In the summary charts, at the end of every chapter, the charts are already shared. So you don't have to write anything. Just listen, understand, ask questions, get your doubts clarified. Okay. These are the two important terms I would like to focus. One is price, other is value. This is the words of Warren Buffett. He say, price is what you pay, value is what you receive. Cost benefit, price is the cost you pay, value is the benefit you will receive. One more important point, my dear friends. In all subjects you have a rule, statute, accounting, standards, auditing, standards, company, law, income tax, act, GST, law. You have everything. Even for costing, you have costing standards. The only subject which does not have a legal boundary is SFM, financial management. It is universal in nature. It can be used in so many places, legally as well as illegally. So why I'm trying to tell you is these things, because we don't have SFM Act, proviso number, section 33, case law, and all we don't have it in financial management. So this comes more by way of your common sense interpretation. Now I'm using the word price is what you pay, outflow, value is what you get, inflow. I'm using the term now, but in common sense or in a layman's language, price and value are two terms interchanged. To make you understand the concept, I'm telling price means you pay, value means you receive. But in other place, these two might be interchanged. Some people might say underpriced, or some people say undervalued. You have to understand from the context in which a statement is there. So in financial management exam especially, more go with your interpretation. Like they will tell you interest 12% for 1 month. You have to understand this 12% is per annum applicable for 1 month. Like that. So many interpretation comes in the context in which we are reading. So we are not reading rule here. We are not reading law here. So try to understand with the help of common sense how to understand a concept and apply in examination conditions and interpret in practical life. Let me also tell you, my dear friends, this is a subject, if you understand and apply, your real life financial management will become much, much better. I wish all of you to clear exams, but even if you don't clear exams, you will definitely have to earn by whatever means you can, and you have to manage it. Understanding finance in its true essence will help you do that. Okay, so one example, slightly on a later note. Behind every successful man, behind every successful man, there is woman. You would have heard of this already. If you want more success, if you want more success, not more women. You need to put more effort. Understand? Don't just read and literally interpret as it is. Try to apply. I'll give one more example. Knowledge is different from understanding. You know something, you understand something, you apply something is different. If you want to focus on, or if you want to know how many friends know you, very simple, go to Facebook, look at the friends list. Everybody will have a knowledge about you. But do they understand your feelings, your situation, your position? Definitely no. Handful of people only will understand you. Same way, people will have knowledge, information about the subject. Information is floating everywhere, but a processed mind to apply is very, very less. Logical thinking, logical interpretation is essential in this subject, is what I'm trying to inculcate in our discussions as well. There's a famous quotation that uh, tomato is a fruit. That is a knowledge. What? Yes, tomato is a fruit in its scientific terminology, scientific understanding. Tomato is a fruit. But what is the application? Don't put that in fruit salad just because you know tomato is a fruit. Knowledge, knowing is something different, understanding something is different. By knowing all the rules of the game, you can you become a good player in any sports, cricket? No. If you know all the rules, you can only become an umpire. But to become a player, you know how to interpret, interact, and apply your mind given that situation, that particular ball, that particular scenario. Same thing applicable for our subject also. I know some of you feel this person is boring, this person is not coming to subject. I know all these reactions, but I can't help. Uh, as a financial management student, it is my duty and responsibility to make you aware of these basic points before even I take up any conceptual part of it directly. Okay, so I was telling about price and value. We always look at what we get, what we give. And people always confused, especially in our chapters. How do you decide when to buy? How do you decide when to sell? How do you take some long position, short position? We are going to discuss all those things. But what is the foundation for that? Is price versus value. You have to understand that. Price is determined by market factors, whereas value is determined by individual subjective situation. Okay, I want you to answer this now. You can use the chat box. What is the price of a calculator? What is the price of a calculator? 200 rupees? 300 rupees? 350 rupees? Okay, let's say 300 rupees. Average, let's say 300 rupees. Now, when you go to shop, that 300 rupees is same for everybody, whether you go or other person, unknown person, not a related party transaction. In a market party transaction, market part, everybody will pay same amount. It will not be different. That is what is called as price. Determined by market factors. I'll tell you what market factors are. But what is the value of that calculator? What value you derive is different from what other person. For example, your parents are given calculator. They don't find it so much difficult. Why do they use calculator? For you, calculator is more important. And calculator in SFM class is more important. I always say, don't go to bathroom without water. Don't go to SFM class without calculator. You can't express your problems. You can't transfer your problems. It becomes a pain point. You suffer inside. Anyway, uh, so what I was telling is calculator is important in SFM class. Calculator is even more important when you go to examination than class, because that is a determining factor in life, examination performance. So from person to person the value will differ, situation to situation the value will differ. Just imagine in the class now, when you are solving some problem, calculator drops and calculator stops functioning, you don't feel anything. Anyway sir is doing, I will take it. Or in the class somebody else will tell the answer, he will write it. You don't feel anything pain. Even you are solving the problem, okay, you go and purchase a new mobile, new calculator, no problem. But imagine in examination the calculator starts functioning, how your anxiety will be, what is your response will be. 6 months lost, right? Almost. I don't wish that happens. The value changed based on your situation, your scenario, your individual position. And there you had created demand, but there is no supply. And I'll come to that later. So price is what is same for everybody. Value is what you derive individually, subjective in nature. And that's why in CA examination they say valuation, because different faculties will give different answer, different valuator. Valuation, subjective in nature. The price you pay for a book, the price you pay for our classes is same for everybody in general. But what value you get depends on how attentively you listen, how you practice, how you go and apply in real life, how you ask your questions, how you revise after the class, how you practice. That is what is determined by your individual situation. That is why I say subjective in nature. Okay. I'll again talk about one more aspect. Price is determined by market factors. What is market factors? Supply and demands. Okay, now I will take an example how the price is determined and how the value is different. Let's take an example of apple. You go to the shop, apple, you say, what is this 1 kg? I don't know how much, but let's say. The person will tell you 1 kg, 100 rupees. You tell 100 rupees, that is too much. Give it for 30 rupees. What other person will tell? 30 rupees, please go. Let's not discuss. Let's not negotiate. Let's not bargain. Then what will happen? 30 rupees, what you told, you will increase your price. You come to 50, 60. And what 100 rupee was told, he will come to 80, 60. So 60, 60 matched. At 60, you are ready to buy. At 60, he is ready to sell. And a transaction takes place. So the price becomes 60 rupees. In economics, that's called as equilibrium points. What is the equilibrium point? If you represent in the graph, there is one demand curve downside, there is one supply curve upside, and the equilibrium point is the price determination. Does it apply practically? Yes, I just told you now. How? When it was 100 rupees, you are not ready to buy, but 100 rupees person is ready to sell. At 30 rupees, or whatever it is, whatever you write, when the price was high, supplier was ready to sell, buyer did not like it. When the price was less, 30 rupees, buyer liked it, supplier did not liked it. So I come halfway, you come halfway. We say no in Kannada, namgu beda nimgu beda. We come halfway, you come halfway. In between, a price is determined. Equilibrium price. Price is purely factor of demand and supply. There is demand, but no supply, automatically price will increase. There is also called as gold, water, diamond, water paradox. Which is more valuable, water or diamond? Obviously, water. But why will you pay more for diamond? Because it is short in supply. CAs, why they are so much priced? Why are they given so salary? CA, CMA, CS, whatever it is. Why? Because the supply is less, demand is more. Imagine if everybody start becoming professionals, CA, CS, CMA, then there is no value, right? So whenever we talk about share price, option price, whatever the price is always determined by how many people are selling, how many people are buying. The supply demand factor is the single most reason and how price is determined. Nobody can compute price. Nobody can compute price. It is always determined by supply demand factor. You can compute the price, but you still compare with the market, right? Like one pani puri fellow is there, he will sell 100 rupees next to his shop for the same quality. If other person selling at 40 rupees, you are forced to sell at 40 rupees. Reliance Jio, typical example. Airtel, Vodafone, making tremendous profits. Low cost, high profit. Reliance Jio came. They gave free initially, that is marketing technique. But now they're charging, still they're charging reasonably. Everybody is forced to charge at that point in time. Ultimately, it's a factor of demand and supply. You can fix the price, but you cannot compute the price. Stock price is always determined, even in our syllabus. Price should be given in the problem. Price cannot be computed. Value can be computed. According to me, this is my value, which is different from situation to situation, person to person basis. That is why if they in the examination question they ask you, compute price, compute price. Don't say a price cannot be computed. You are an idiot. Price is determined by market. Price cannot be computed. No, don't write like that. When they tell you compute price, we understand it is value. Situational interpretation. So it is not an actual price, it is a theoretical price. What is the value? In my opinion. This can be used in accounts also. Purchase consideration is the price. Amount I pay for acquiring a company. And what do I get? Net assets taken over. All the business coming in. There's a benefit I'm getting. Hope you got the point regarding the cost and benefit. Ultimately, two terms only I'm trying to fill in your brain. Price determined by market forces, not by individual, and value depends on person to person, situation to situation, and that is subjective in nature. Any questions, my dear friends, on cost versus benefit? Price versus value. Okay, fine. I'll go further. Okay, some basic assumptions in financial management. We always make the assumption, we don't explicitly state it, but these are implied. I'll tell you how these are implied. Hope you're not sleeping. I cannot see you. But okay, even if you want to sleep, you can sleep, but don't make noise. Other people around you might be affected. Anyway, we make some basic assumptions in financial management, even though it is not stated specifically anywhere. One of the most important point is zero position. I'll give an example. I want you people to answer it just to keep you alive. In a city like Bangalore, Mumbai, Chennai, which is less costly way of living. I don't say cheaper, less costly way of living. Or you can say cheaper. In own house or in rented house. Chennai, Bangalore, again example. Own house is cheaper or rented house is cheaper. Assume the house is in your name. You don't have anybody to share the name in your own independent name. No legal problems. Uh, House is in good condition. No loans are there. So all the titles are clear. Own house is cheaper or a rented house is cheaper in a particular place. You can consider which is cheaper, in own house or rented house. I'm sure most people will tell own house. That may be true emotionally, but financially, listen to me carefully. Financially, own house, rented house, both are equal. Both are same. How can you say that? Rented house, there is rent. Own house, there is nothing. So how can you say both are same? There is not loan, not EMI, not interest. Even in own house, there is an opportunity cost. You live in, you pay rent 15,000 per month. In the same place, if you own it, by living there, you lost the opportunity of earning rental income. MG Road, Bangalore, 30-40 site, you have good house. Will you tell I am in own house, I don't have to pay anything? You are a stupid idiot person, because in that such costly area, give it on rent, you can earn lakhs of rupees in rental income, go somewhere nearby and pay lesser rent, you can live aram say throughout your life. Own money also has a cost. As far as financial management is concerned, I have 1 lakh. I invest 1 lakh. Whether my source is borrowing or my source is own money, both has the cost. How? I have 1 lakh. I invest in equity shares, let's say. I have taken a loan of 8%. So I have to earn minimum 8%. Like for a bank and all, this applies. So my source is debt. I have to earn minimum interest. Otherwise, I'll be at a loss. If I'm investing own money, I should not say, any amount is fine. No. Had you invested this money in a fixed deposit, you could have earned 6% easily. At least that much you should generate. Applicable for your decision making in life. Your, let's say, salary. When you're charging your client, you're putting the service. Can the client says, what money you're putting? You're coming here every day 1 hour, that's all. Traveling charge, I'll pay you. That's all your cost. No, in that 1 hour, instead of giving service to him, had I given service to somebody else, how much I would have generated? The opportunity cost is important. Time is same for everybody, but not the opportunity cost. I might be going a little bit out of the topic. It's important you understand. Just because something is free, don't go and take it. We Indians, we like it. Even if poison is given free, we like it. We take it. Free, no? It might require some time. Something happens to me, somebody else want to take us to give somebody. No. Classes, let's say somebody says, I will give you free video. Let me say, I will only tell you. I will do free video, free class on this session, stock market free session. Just because it is free, don't go there. Because even if it is free, you can still lose. Why? You are giving time. You spend 1 hour, you spend 2 hours. Had you spent on something else, you would have earned knowledge, you would have earned money. Spend your time wisely, consciously. Don't let things happen on its own. Life is what you do 10% and 90%, how do you react? Anyway, lot of philosophy, let's not spend time, but here and there, I'll try to come up with some quotations. Coming back to our subject. Coming back to subject. When we make a decision, we say the source, either own money will have an opportunity cost, outsiders money, borrowed money will have an interest cost. But for making investment decision, the source does not matter. So in some problem, we'll see opportunity cost. In some problem, we'll see interest cost. But for us, one of them should be there. Own money also will have a cost, opportunity cost in terms of expectation. And in fact, that is more than the interest normally, because you expect your money to give you more return. That's why I asked you one question. Equity is more risk, debt is more risk. Equity is your own money actually. It is more riskier than taking debt. Anyway, so that is basic assumption. Zero position. We always assume everybody starts with the same position, whether you borrow or you put your own money. From investment point of view, from the valuation of asset point of view, both are same. Okay, one more point I forgot to tell. When we tell about value, in FR, so many values are there. Fair value, present value, market value, net realizable value, fair market value, recoverable value, value in use. In FR, some thousand values are there. In different situations, different values are appropriately considered. In financial management, valuation in general, I'm telling. In some area, I'm going to talk about differently, like relative valuation. We have different methods, but in general, overall, in financial management, value means we talk about present value of future cash flows, that is applying a time value of money. We have future cash flows. I'm trying to get so much cash flow from the project. I bring it down today value. That present value is the only definition of value in financial management. Okay, so these are the basic principles. I would like you to have it in mind when going to any chapter. I'll be using it repetitively. More importantly, financial management is not a legally bounded area. It has to be understood from the situation. So, logical interpretation, common sense is more important than the words. Sometimes interpretations can be different. So, in the examination, you should write an assumption accordingly. So, financial management is that. It can be legal, illegal also. One of the common example is there. You would have also seen in the internet someplace. A person go to hotel, has only 500 rupees in his pocket. He goes to 5-star hotel. Eat drinks for 25,000 rupees. How much he has in his pocket? 500. How much is eating everything? 25,000. What happens? He does not pay the bill. What will the hotel people do? Call police. Hand him over to the police. What this person does? 5 rupees, give it to the police. You're out. Some people say this is also financial management. To an extent, I agree with that, because financial management is not bound by legal boundaries. It's all about the cost benefit, but also the risk you take. So we also have to understand how to calculate risk. We'll be doing it in the subsequent days. So keep these basic principles in mind. Will be very helpful while solving complex topics also. This will be the foundation, not given by study material, not given by any financial management experts. It is my analysis, my experience that I'm trying to give in a simple chart format. Any questions you want to ask before I go to the subject and study material? What are the topics are there? I would like to cover a few topics in this session. Okay, no questions. Very good. I forgot to tell. I just want to tell now itself. I was telling about the calculator, right? I was supposed to tell at that time. Now I'm telling. When you go to exam hall, please carry two calculators. Always. There is Murphy law. Murphy law. Things always go wrong in wrong time. Every time the calculator works, but in examination it does not work. Why? Calculator is taking revenge on you. Why calculator is taking revenge on you? Because in the classes, when you are not getting the answer, when the class is not getting over, when you don't like the class, or when you don't like the person sitting next to you, or you have some preoccupied mindset, you are irritated with your boss, your ex-wife, or next life, whatever it is. The frustration you take it is on calculator. You press on. Something you do like this for calculator, you throw it down. Calculator will take the revenge in examination, stops functioning in SFM, in costing exam, accounts exam, FR exam. Have a backup calculator. Risk management, hedging, have a backup calculator. If that is also not working, that you can't help. You can't carry too much of things, but have a backup. Safest thing. Like rain comes, you take umbrella. If that umbrella is not working, I can't answer it. But you can't be prepared for all situations. But preparing for few situations itself will make you a better prepared person than others. And also, good business opportunities there. According to probability, when you sit in examination hall, at least one person's calculator will not work. You can sell your calculator for a good price. Businessman mindset, financial management mindset, it's all about looking for opportunities. There is a demand, no supply, you give a supply, you get a good price. Encash it. Luck is always being prepared. Don't create opportunities. Don't throw somebody's calculator and say, do you want it, I'll give you 4,000 rupees. Don't create it, but be prepared. So preparation and practice will make you more luckier. So somebody asked, is there luck factor in CA exams? The answer is yes. What luck factor? When preparation meets opportunity. The question you have prepared has come in examination as well. The more questions you prepare, the more chance of being luckier. Simple, isn't it? So luck is when your preparation meets opportunity. If you don't have preparation, luck means nothing. You want to become a cricketer for India, you have to prepare to become a cricketer. Suddenly a chance will not come to you and say, please start preparing for being Indian cricket player. You have to prepare. Luck is important, but preparation precedes luck. Same thing applies for your examination also. Okay, too much of GAN. Morning session, first day. People are already sleeping in the morning session. Okay, let's go further. About our study material has lot of questions, theory questions, interface financial policy, levels of hierarchy, key aspects in decision making. All this in study material. I've discussed these questions for examination in my SFM theory marathon. Please watch it there from exam point of view. I will discuss from concept point of view now. What is the fundamentals of business? Three things: strategy, finance, management. That is your SFM. Strategy, making various plans about what? Finance. What is management? Management is required in two situations: when you have surplus, when there is deficiency. When you have money, extra money, where can I invest? You need a strategy to manage. I don't have money, where to get the money? That is strategy to manage. So surplus, deficiency, that is where this framework is required. One popular questions in the exam, so many times repeated: interface of financial policy and strategic management. Companies strategy in business versus financial policy. They are very much interlinked. The way you take your business, you need money for that, finance for that. Simple example I give you. Many points are there. Simple example I give you. Dividends. I take example of Reliance. I take example of Infosys. Do you know Infosys pay so much dividends, frequent dividends? Like 3-4 times a year they pay dividend. Reliance hardly pay. I think very long time, very little. You can say negligible. You can ignore it. Deemed to be zero. So Infosys pay dividends, and they are only into information technology sector, IT, software. So whatever extra surplus they get, they keep on giving it to the shareholders. But Reliance Industries, their main business was petrochemicals, petroleum. Now it's changed. They are into telecom sector, petroleum, finance, telecommunication, digital, electronics, Reliance retail, and whatnot. Everywhere they are. And where do they get the money? So whatever the money they generate from this business, they reinvest and they expand. So various policies, and so where Reliance is not there, everywhere Reliance is there. Reliance Digital, Reliance Retail, Reliance Telecommunication, Reliance Petroleum, Reliance Petrol Bank, everywhere. I think only Reliance government is not there, I think. Some people believe government is also by Reliance. Anyway, don't take it seriously. On a lighter note, I'm not telling Infosys is wrong and Reliance is correct. I'm not doing that. It is their individual policy. How do they get the finance? Airplane companies, airline industry is full of finance. They take so much of loan. SpiceJet, Indigo, you look at their balance sheet. The debt is everywhere. They take huge debt. Software companies, hardly any debt. Is debt good or bad? Secondary. Their financial policy is linked with the strategical management they are trying to do about the products. Reliance, again example I'll take. Reliance wanted to achieve zero debt. Mukesh Ambani made a statement in AGM. We want to be debt free by 2021, 22, some year he told, 21 I think. But how he achieved debt free? To repay the loan, how did he got the money? He sold his stake in Reliance Telecommunications, Reliance Retail to various venture capitalists, to various people like Facebook. He achieved two things there. He got the money by selling the stake. He could repay his debt. Thereby, he can achieve the debt financial freedom, zero debt company. And because they are partners for 10% to 20%, you got the technological benefit from Facebook, and you get this technological support. And Facebook is the data point. The data they have is huge. Reliance also have got your data point. You know, Reliance Geo is one of the primary products which took the data of your Aadhaar card registration or compulsory based on your Aadhaar card. I don't know, but I'm telling you, they also have good data points. Facebook has got good data points. What a deadly combination it will be. That's why share price gone up like anything in last few months, a year back I will say. Even during Corona time, Reliance was booming. For these strategic decisions linked with financial policy. At the same time, he did not give up his control. Your FR also you can bring in. He sold only 10%, 9.99, 19.99. The controlling stake is still with Reliance Industries. That is Mukesh Ambani, the controller. He will still decide the future events of the various segments of Reliance. Hope you understood the point. The financial policy, how it is interlinked with financial strategic management, the business policy. So mobilization of funds, capital structure, debt equity, mobilization of funds, where to get the money, like by selling stake or by raising finance, fund allocation, where you make use of it, and dividend policy. I give Reliance, I think all of them is covered in detail. Anyway, theory, I've given the material for you to write in exams. And pure examination approach, I've done the YouTube video, SFM Theory Marathon, available on the YouTube channel. Please watch it. Separate material is also there for that, which is part of your material, but separate theory material is also there. Okay, one more small question, repetitive question which they ask is balancing financial goals versus sustainable growth. This is also like profit versus wealth. Okay, now same example I take, what Institute has given example. Imagine Coca-Cola give advertisement, be healthy, avoid junk food. McDonald's gives advertisement, let's be healthy, avoid junk food. Isn't that they are advertising against themselves? Yes, but in the long term, the trust will be developed, the brand reputations will be at a high stake. You might lose the customers now, but you gain the confidence, which is essential in the long term perspective. And also limited resource. For example, petroleum companies comes and announce, use petrol wisely. If petroleum companies say use petrol wisely, that means if that sentence is followed, you don't buy petrol much. That means their sales is affected. True, but the energy is saved, the resource is saved. It is a limited resource. It will be available to everybody at large. And in the long term, the sales of the petroleum companies also will be consistent. Rather than growing at one shot, you grow consistently. That is balancing financial goals. It is immediate profit versus long term wealth creation. It's going against, sometimes it seems like going against your own company, but in the long term, a brand is created, a reputation is created, a confidence is created. And also one more formula is there. I'll be using in chapter like dividend decisions. I will tell you now itself. Growth depends on two aspects. One is retention ratio and the other return on investment or return on assets. Retention ratio, they use the short form B. Return on investment, they use the short form R. And growth means G. So growth of a company depends on two factors. How much they retain. Like if you make 100 rupee profit, you pay 30 rupees as dividend, 70 rupees you retain, 70% is called as retention ratio. Out of your profit, what is your retained earning after distributing dividend? In percentage terms, called as retention ratio. How much of profit you're retaining, flowing back of profits. Return on investment means where you put the money, where you invest. Just saving the money is not sufficient, you have to invest. So saving money and investment, compounding that, multiplying that, the growth of a company, growth of earnings is decided. Because your existing capital, you get 1 lakh, let's say. Now you get retained amount, you have reinvested and that will generate some amount. So that will be adding to your existing earnings. So earnings will grow. Got the point? So growth of earnings depends on two factors. How much you save and how much you generate out of that savings. You can also apply in your life. How your growth in mind, knowledge will increase depends on two factors. One, retention ratio, how much you retain once you listen to the class. I'm sure in any class, 100% you don't retain, 30%, 40%, 60%, whatever it is. Remaining will be payout ratio. Go out of your mind. We believe in first in, first out. First in, first out. Comes first, goes first. First factor is how much you remember, how much you retain. But that is not the only factor. Next part is how you reinvest, meaning how do you revise after going home or after the class. How much you retain, how much you revise, put together your growth in the knowledge will be decided. Similarly, growth in earnings is how much they retain and how much they generate after reinvestment. Retention ratio multiplied by return on investment. Okay, I think this question already discussed. Time value of money will come later. Okay, there are also other small theory parts like we have uh, decisions in financial management, investing decision, financing decision, dividend decision, portfolio decision, and levels of hierarchy. Uh, Questions like that is there. I don't want to discuss too much about it. It becomes more theoretical. But these two are very repetitive questions asked in exams and required for our foundation for other topics. So I did it. Remaining some theory questions are there. From exam point of view, I am not covering this. That is already covered in the SFM theory marathon. You can watch that video. So this is the basics part. We are still yet to go to two important aspects. One is time value of money. From the beginning, we'll discuss, and the other is average probability calculation. Okay, so I have to discuss all those things, but before that, do you have any questions so far up to this point? And I'm also having one more small point in mind. I don't know to what extent I will be successful after every chapter or after considerable coverage in a chapter. I'm trying to prepare MCQs for every chapter, and I'll share the link with you for you to answer yourself and assess yourself. Immediate answer also will be there. Assessment percentage. But I know from exam point of view, MCQ has not come in SFM. For SFM, MCQ questions are not there. But I believe doing MCQ questions can help you in two ways. One, because they are very specific to the point, your conceptual clarity might increase because you are answering a particular point. Second, uh, FM financial management is all about being prepared for future, isn't it? Being prepared for future. So in future it may come. We are prepared now itself. Anyway, I wish you should not be there with me till then. You should pass the exam. But it's a nice way of understanding the concepts. So I'm still experimenting it. Takes a lot of time to prepare. I'm doing it myself. I'm just sharing the information with you so that after the chapter or reasonable coverage in concepts, I'll try to share the MCQ question with you people. Okay. So hope you found it comfortable. The basics from the way approach we are going to have and till the point we are having like all the voting things we had today. Okay, good. So time value of money is what I would like to start, but I would like to start in a separate session because once I start, I don't want to stop that because the biggest foundation of financial management, in my opinion, is time value of money, interest, annuity factor, like that. So it will be a slightly longer session, like 1.5 hours. So I want to make sure that that is covered at a continuous pace without any break. So I'll cover it in the next session. So let's stop at this session for now. We might be leaving little earlier The reason I told you. But don't expect this to be in every day or every session. I will not be leaving you early. I'm not that kind of a person. Today is initial day. That this session is an initial session. So let's short a session is fine, so that you can also breathe. And material I've shared with you, you can also go through it for your reference once, like the charts, tabular format, what I've shared with you. Okay, fine, dear friends. Let's see you in the next session about time value of money.